and friends.
Aunt Liz TV!
She's a magician in the kitchen.
Aunt Liz TV!
Watched on Mondays and Thursdays.
Aunt Liz TV!
Cooking yummy foods on Tuesdays.
Hey everybody, it's Yummy Monday again. Welcome back to the kitchen. Today we're doing the side dishes for our Thanksgiving dinner. Now if you were going to have Thanksgiving at my house, these are the two side dishes that we would have. They're two of Taste Tester's absolute favorite side dishes of all time. So we're going to be doing something called broccoli pudding, which I bet probably not many of you have ever had. It sounds kind of funny, but it's really good. And then we're also going to be doing traditional mashed potatoes, although I do mine a little bit differently. I bake them. So we're going to do baked mashed potatoes. They're delicious. So the first thing we're going to do is we'll go over our ingredients, and then we have to cook our broccoli. So our first ingredient is broccoli. And now you can use fresh broccoli. I use the kind you just steam in the microwave. We also need some green onions chopped up. Now if you don't know what a green onion is, this is what it looks like unchopped. We need some chopped mushroom, chopped celery, chopped onions and green peppers, and we need cream of mushroom soup, some dry breadcrumbs, and some Colby cheese. So the first thing we're going to do is go ahead and put our broccoli, get it cooking, but my microwave's kind of loud, so I'm going to get this started so you can still hear me. So what we're going to do is just dump all of our chopped vegetables over here. I've got a half stick of butter already melted and sauteing. So we're going to dump our green onions in. You just dump all of your chopped vegetables in. And it helps a lot if you chop your vegetables up ahead of time. And if you decide to make this with your family, you could have each person be in charge of chopping a different vegetable, and it would go a lot quicker. So you can see our potatoes are boiling there. They're almost ready to mash up. Ooh, it's sizzling. I can hear it. So basically you'll probably need your adult assistant to do this part. You're going to just stir this up and just be sure that all the vegetables are coated in the melted butter. Even as it starts to cook, it smells delicious. So we're going to just let this cook for 5 to 7 minutes. They don't need to be all the way cooked, but they need to be a little bit tender. So I'm going to let these cook. The potatoes are almost done. Right now I'm going to cook the broccoli and then we'll be back to put it all together. Okay, right back. Our broccoli's finished cooking. We're letting that sit for just a minute, and our vegetables are almost finished. But our potatoes have finished boiling, so I've gone ahead and I've put them inside our mixing bowl. We're going to mix them up. So they're just regular potatoes. So to the potatoes, I'm going to add some butter. And then I'm also going to add something called Chive and onion cream cheese, which comes in a little tub like this. And it's really good. Now some people add milk to their mashed potatoes. I don't usually, because what I have found is that this Chive and onion cream cheese makes them really creamy and delicious. They add a really nice flavor. So that's what I use. So I'm putting just a little bit of butter, and I'm cutting it up into smaller chunks because I just took it out of the fridge, so it's still a little bit hard. So this way it'll melt easier in the potatoes. So now I'm going to just take a little bit of my cream cheese, Chive and onion cream cheese, and I'm going to just dump it right in to my potatoes. And now I'm going to just mix it up. And I'm going to mix it just long enough so that the potatoes are not in big chunks. So we'll go ahead and get that started. We'll come back in a couple of minutes. Our vegetables are almost done, so I'm going to get the broccoli out, get it drained, and we're going to be ready to mix our vegetables and our broccoli for our broccoli pudding. Thanksgiving dinner is a lot of work. Okay, our potatoes have finished mixing, and they look and smell delicious. So what we're going to do is, I've got this baking dish here, and I'm just using a round glass baking dish. You can use any kind that you like. I'm going to clean our mixing paddle off a little bit. And then we're going to just put our potatoes right into the bowl. Now you can see that I've got the skins on. Taste Tester likes them that way, so that's why we have skin on potatoes at our house. So just fill up the bowl. I'm going to get every last little bit of yummy potatoey goodness in the bowl. Okay, so you could stop right here and they would be good. But we're going to take it one step further and we're going to bake them. So we're going to just spread these out, and then we're going to top it with cheese. It's going to be delicious. So just now, if you like it, you could also do bacon. That would be delicious too. So we're going to put these in the oven and let them bake for about 20 minutes. Okay, now we're ready to put together our broccoli pudding. So what we're going to do is take our vegetables, and they are piping hot. We're going to just put them in a really large bowl. Now if you have two mixers, which I don't know if any of you do, you could do this in a mixing bowl, but I don't. And in the interest of keeping the food moving, I'm just using a big bowl. Now, one important part of being a chef is making sure all your food is ready at the same time. And that's really important on Thanksgiving, especially when you have lots of people waiting on you. So, thankfully these two recipes take about the same amount of time to cook, so we're in good shape. So what I've done is I just added our broccoli to our vegetable mixture. And to this I'm going to be adding 1 can of cream of mushroom soup. Now some of you are probably making a face at cream of mushroom soup because you don't think you like it. But I promise you, you won't be able to taste the mushrooms. Now there are mushrooms in this recipe, but if you don't like them, just don't put them in when you saute your vegetables. So we're going to give this a quick stir, just enough to get mixed. And then the next ingredient we're going to add is dry breadcrumbs. And we're going to add a 1/2 cup. So I have some dry breadcrumbs here, and I have a measuring cup. So a 1/2 cup is right where my finger is. So we're going to just that much. Oh, a little bit more, that's okay. And you just dump that in, and then you stir everything up. Doesn't look like any kind of pudding you've ever had, does it? Okay, and once it's all mixed, you're going to take your baking dish, and you don't need to grease it or anything. We're going to just put our mixture right in our baking dish, and we're going to bake it. Oh, I forgot to say, our oven is preheated to 350. That's what both of these recipes need to be baked at. So, let's see, do it this way so you can see. So we're just going to dump it into our our baking dish from our bowl, and just kind of spread it out. Now some of you, your moms or grandmas make a broccoli casserole. Whoa! That's sort of similar to this. This is just kind of a new take on regular broccoli casserole. So we're going to spread this around to our pan, and then we're going to top it with cheese. We're going to just take some shredded cheese, and I'm using whole, but you can use whatever you want, and just sprinkle it right on top. If you like lots of cheese, add lots. If you don't, then don't add that much. Last some of our casserole here. Put it back in there. Okay, so we're going to bake this now for about 20 minutes. In with our potatoes. We'll set our timer. And now we get to clean up. Okay, it's been 20 minutes, and our broccoli pudding and baked mashed potatoes, oh my goodness, they smell wonderful. So we're going to take these out. Now they're going to be super, super hot. So you'll need to let these sit for a few minutes before you serve them. But these look perfect. You'll see the cheese is golden brown on each of them. So they not only taste good, but they look beautiful too. So these are going to cool for a little bit, because if taste tester taste tested them right now, he would burn his tongue and then wouldn't be able to taste any of the other wonderful food that we've made. So we're going to let these cool, and we'll be back in just a little bit.
I don't like to make